Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Xisuma's World. Not much has happened since the last episode. I've been in the Nether, expanding the Netherwart farm and protecting it from ghasts. I've also reorganised my chests and made a pathway over here to my storage area. Now last night, after I uploaded the video, I decided to make a backup of the game, which is something I rarely do. And just before I was about to start recording, my computer crashed and my save data corrupted. So I was really fortunate to have made that backup because it was only about half hour's worth of work that I've done, so we're back up to where I was. I also lost all of my statistic data, but I had an old backup, so I've rolled that back to about a week ago, so my statistics will never be 100% correct, but we have a rough idea of how much I've done. Anyway, in this episode I'm going to be continuing work in the Nether because I've had an idea for a tutorial I'll probably make. However, I decided that rather than go into creative mode, figure everything out and make a tutorial, I would actually do all of that in this LP. So we're going to go to the Nether and we're going to start testing out how we can farm zombie pigmen. In the last video, a lot of you were telling me in the comments that I was very lucky to have a nether portal in the fortress, and you're totally right. However, I think quite a few people are struggling to find a nether fortress because their worlds were generated in 1.8. So if you are struggling to find a nether fortress, you could always delete the nether, and then when you go through your nether portal it will generate a new one, and hopefully you'll be able to find a nether fortress. But anyway, I've got prepared, I've got all the things that we're going to need. I'm going to take the chest with us. And yeah, let's go show you what my idea is. Oh, by the way, this is the Netherwart farm. I've expanded it and put this cobblestone shelter around it. Anyway, I'm trying to get to the place where we're going to do this experiment, but there's loads of ghasts out here. But this time I have my bow with me, and I've been practicing knocking those back. Oh dear, okay. Right. Let's try and take these out. There we go. No, I missed that time, didn't I? Right, let's get this one. Nope. Oh. Oh dear. Didn't have redstone. Yeah, not too much of a loss. Oh well. Okay, I've got the basics back, and it wasn't too much of a loss, so anyway, I'm not going to try and fight these ghasts because I clearly don't know what I'm doing. The main threat they pose is actually blowing up all the netherrack, so when I go build this trap I've got to sort of ghast proof it as well. But anyway, the place I'm going to build it is up there, so I've got to make my way up there and hopefully not get killed again. Okay, there was a nice area of flatland over there. If you can see all that fire, I was struggling to deal with the ghast again, so I figured a place like this with a bit of shelter is quite good. But I need to protect this area here, so I'll probably build up some netherrack walls. I don't want to use cobblestone because it will make it look ugly. But yeah, this nice sheltered area here should be good. No ghast should spawn, and I can start making the trap. Right, I've put up this netherrack wall so that the ghasts outside can't see me. Hopefully they don't spawn in that space over there. But anyway, this is my idea. I've captured a zombie pigman, and if I attack him, all of his friends are going to come for me. So my thinking is, if we build a pit around here and put in some crushers, yeah, we should be able to have these guys walk straight into the trap, and we'll be able to farm them. When I was building this, I went back to the normal world to get an iron pick. And when I came back, all the zombie pigmen had despawned, which I wasn't expecting, but of course that's how the game works. So it made me think about the design and how we're going to have to incorporate something to trap the pigmen. Rather than you trapping it and building the trap around it, we'll have a trap that captures a pigman, and if it captures one there's most likely going to be others around it. Then we can go and use the trap and reset it after. And I've gone for the crusher setup. However, I need to rethink this because we've got 3 on this side, 1 here, 3, and 1 on the far side, and that's obviously not going to be very good. I can lean over the edges and lure the pigmen around the corners to get crushed, but yeah, it's not the best of the design, but it is coming along. So I'm going to do a test on this and see if it gives me any more ideas. Okay, it's testing time, and I'm really hoping that Pigmen can't jump up one gap, but we're about to find out. Oh dear, oh that's a very bad start. Oh, how brilliant was that? But yeah, look, it's working. Okay, I think the Pigman here hit me through the blocks, and here we go, we can lure him around the corner. Well, it's working slowly. Didn't drop anything. Right, let's try and get you. There you go. Nope. Come on, come around the corner. Okay, so the trap is pretty awful at the moment. Now, did you drop anything? I think you did. Ah, another problem, the drops are going to land on the pressure plates, so we're going to need some sort of alternative method for killing them now. But it's a good idea, I think. If we can get this so you can build one, a Pigman will get trapped at the top, then you can come over here, attack him, and the rest of them will fall in here. Then we could get a pretty good system going, but I'm going to have to think about it more, and I'll come back to you when I've got a better design. So as I was taking this thing apart, an idea popped into my head. At the moment we have our pistons facing outwards, which creates these gaps where the Pigmen can't get crushed. So I was thinking, if we have all of these and say one here in the middle pointing downwards, then we'd have a 3x3 area where the Pigmen would get crushed if they went into. So I was thinking, we've still got the problem of drops landing on the pressure plates, and also, oh dear. Okay, that's why I built it out of cobblestone. So anyway, we'd have, where was I? Yeah, we'd have pressure plates underneath, and the wiring for that would become difficult, plus the drops would land on the pressure plates. So I thought, okay, we could have a switch to turn them on or off, and then I realised that we could just have a switch for the pistons themselves. So what we're going to be doing is creating a platform that captures a zombie Pigman. Then when we come over, we can attack him and stand in the middle of it. The Pigmen will come underneath the trap to the very centre, because they'll be tracking you in the centre above it. And then we can activate the crushers ourselves, check that they're all dead, turn off the crusher and go down and collect the loot. And at the moment I can't see too many problems with that. The main thing is how we're going to capture the Pigman, but I've got a couple of ideas. So I'll build that and we'll do another test and see how it goes. Okay, so we're making some progress now, but we're running into some problems again, as always. It's fine for the player to stand at this height and hit this and turn the crushers on, but the problem is we need to capture a zombie Pigman, and I was thinking of doing that with a pressure plate, and then blocks get pushed down from above and trap him in a 1x1 area. And we can't have that on the same level as this redstone. So I'd need to build it above, and we want the platform where we capture the Pigman to be around the same level as this, where the natural surface is. So it means this has to keep going further and further down. So I started to think about perhaps we could put the pistons on the bottom and have a wire coming up somewhere, and then have the Pigman at this level. But I'll try and build something and see how it looks. Okay, I was just about to start building the crushers below and go with that design, and I started to rethink this whole capturing the zombie Pigman thing. Basically what was going through my head was, if I hit the Pigman, he's going to track me, and so all his buddies, and it doesn't really matter about actually capturing one. My initial thought was, if we capture one, it's sort of proof that they're in the area. You'd come over to one of these machines, see there was a Pigman there, and then you'd activate it. But we don't even need to do that, because if they're in the area I can just hit one and then they'll follow me. So now I'm thinking that this platform we've got here is fine, and what I need to create is a way of getting onto it and not have the Pigman follow me. And that way I can just simply run up to this guy, hit him, make my way onto the platform, and then activate it, and all the Pigmen will be tracking me and they'll have fallen underneath. And yeah, I think that's going to be the finished design. I've just got to come up with that way to get onto it, so I'll work on that. And yeah. Okay, I just got attacked by a magma cube, and then I accidentally hit a pigman. So I figured, why not just test it out now? I'm up here, they're not going to follow me up here. Just need to put this in the centre. Okay, so the pigmen are tracking me. Right, they like to jump, that's going to be a problem. I can see they're still around. Okay, I can hear one's getting killed. And there we go. Right, let's jump down and have a look. Okay, yeah, I can see some EXP there, so it did work. Right, so now we just need to create that way of getting onto it without the pigmen following, and sort out the area at the bottom so they don't jump up when they're trying to track me. And then I think we've got the finished design. So what we'd be doing is you'd come into the nether and you'd build a few of these pits and the piston set up, and then when you go and exploring you can just look for an area where there's pigmen and then jump onto one of these and kill them. So I think that'd be quite effective. Okay, I've got 2 ideas on how to get onto this platform without the pigmen following us. And this first one here uses fence gates, and my thinking is as you run on, you can turn around and open them, and then the pigmen, if there's one tracking you directly across here, will fall down to the pit below. The only problem with this perhaps is when you turn around and you try and open them, you might not be quick enough. However, if a pigman does come on here, it should be easy enough just to knock him off with a sword and he'll fall down to the pit below. Now the pit, I've removed the edges. Now one thing I'm thinking is that perhaps the pigmen won't drop down 3 blocks, and if they don't, all I have to do is put signs around the edge, and I'm hoping that when they fall down here they won't repeatedly jump like they were before, because when they were doing that they were just jumping here and not coming under the crusher. So anyway, I'll be up there on the top, they'll be tracking me, they should walk directly into the centre here where they get crushed, and I've got this tunnel so I can come down here and safely collect the loot. So I think it's time to do a test. Just before we do a test, I thought I should show you the other design I had, and in making it I realised it was kind of silly. But yeah, you hit the button and we've got a pulse lengthener here, so that stays open for slightly longer. So you can hit that, walk across, jump up, and you should be safe. However, I realised you can simply use sprint to jump up here, so I guess it comes down to being something a lot simpler than I thought it would be. But yeah, just this thing here, you can put a block at the edge like here, sprint onto it, or you can do something more elaborate, like one of these two. So yeah, anyway, it's time to start testing this thing. So it's time to do a test. We've got 2 of them here, and there's a few more over there, so I'm going to run down there and get those guys to follow me over. There's only about 3 here. Oh, there we go. There's a lot more around here than I thought. Okay, that's good. It's going to be a good test if I can get up there. Lovely. Right, okay, so if I peer over the edge, yep, they're all down there. Let's crush them. These 2 don't want to track me. Okay, that's the first lot. Now the rest of these can walk into the middle. Ah! Okay, some of them are walking back out. Right, that's interesting. So it appears they can pathfind quite well, so I'm going to have to put a door there. Okay, I've prepared everything for the test. I've got rid of the 2 ways of getting onto the platform because it's just too simple to sprint and jump. And now I've put in the door, I'm going to test it like this and it should work. And I just wanted to say that when I first made this, or started to think about making it, I had the idea that it would be a really good way for farming sort of semi-automatically, whereas now it's just sort of become an assist for dealing with pigmen and getting the loot. But please let me know what you think about this, because to me it now kind of feels a little cheap, I guess, whereas before I had this idea of making a good tutorial out of it and hopefully helping people. So let me know if you like what I've come up with here, and yeah, anyway, time to do a test. Right, so I was heading over there, oh dear, and it seems like some of them are still tracking me. Oh dear, oh dear, Pigman death, it's gonna happen. Or will it? Oh, lovely. You saw my combat skills there. No, they're not that good. Right, let's get on top of it. Oh, I've done it again. Oh, how terrible. Oh, I am survive. Sorry, I am survive. I am surprised to have survived. Okay, so that was a failed test. Better luck next time. Alright, so I think what's happening is there's pigmen above me, and when I head out this way they drop down off the edge. So they're still probably up there tracking me. So I'm going to go for these lot who aren't tracking me at the moment. Okay, this guy is. We'll leave that on while he dies. Okay, so these ones aren't. And we've got about 3 here. So I'll start off with these. And that was silly. Well, we've found another design flaw, having that at one side. This is going horribly wrong, I apologise. And again, wow. Come on, punch of death. There we go, right. Okay, so clearly I need to make a better way of getting on top. Okay, I apologise for my awful skills there. I just watched back the footage and it's quite ridiculous, but okay, so we've got our first problem, which is how we activate the redstone, but I'll look into doing that differently in a minute. Right, I just want to check that there's... Yep, no more pigmen up there that are tracking me. So hopefully now we can do a proper test, except there's no pigmen around. So what I'm going to do is go back to the normal world for a bit. We'll do something there, I'll find a little project, and then we'll come back here at the end of the episode, and hopefully there'll be pigmen freshly spawned around here and we can give it a test. A proper test, not one where I mess it up. Okay, I'm back in the normal world, and what I'm going to be doing is building an automatic melon farm. Now we've set up these little melon patches, we've got one here. We used to have one in the base, one at the tree farm, one at the EXP farm. And they're fine, but I'd like to replace it with something automatic. And I stumbled across a design recently, and that person's channel is now in my box. It's cubehamster, and I really recommend you check out his channel because he does some wonderful things with redstone, and yeah, he came up with this automatic melon design. So yeah, what I'm thinking is if I build a couple of those at places that I often pass by, like here on my way to the spider farm, the EXP farm, and yeah, I can just, every time I go past, I can just top up with the melons because they'd automatically harvest themselves. I don't ever have to retail the machine. So I'm going to build one of those. I'm going to get all the resources together and show you what you need to make one. Okay, so I've been watching cubehamster's video a few times and I've got everything that we need. And you need to build it in a certain direction, which I think is facing the way the sun rises. But I'll soon find out if that's correct or not. So this is all you need as far as I can tell. I watched his video a few times, tried to see every bit that he placed down, and as you can see it's quite cheap apart from the slimes from the sticky piston. So it should be very buildable in a legit world, and I've chosen snow to build it out of rather than stone, just to do something different. And I brought some extra resources just in case I got it wrong. So anyway, I'll build that and hopefully I'll build it in the right direction and then we'll take a look at it. So it turns out that I built it on the wrong axis, and the way to build it on the right axis is to face the machine like this, and then the sun will rise on your right hand side and set on your left. So at the moment I'm waiting for a melon to grow and then we can test and see if this thing works. So I left the game AFK for a while, and when I came back there were some melon slices down the bottom, and up the top it's still farmland, so it works. And yeah, I'm going to build a few of these around the place, mainly at places that I pass by often, so I can keep topping up my food source. But for now, that's it for this little project, and we're going to go back to the Nether and check out the zombie pigman grinder. So while we're on the way to the zombie pigman grinder, I just remembered a little topic I'd like to bring up. A few people were asking in the comments. Ah, that's nice. Okay, all but like 3 have grown, that's good. Yeah, so in the comments people were asking about the season format that I use. And basically, the first season, oh dear, was a bit of a test run. Because I hadn't done an LP before, I hadn't even done commentary before. And so what I decided I'd do is do a nice short season of about 6 episodes and try and teach you things and, you know, experiment with different styles. I've done the adventure update. Sorry, it's a little difficult to talk right now. Goddamn ghasts, eh? Right, yeah, so I thought I'd try a few different things, and yeah, so that's why there's a first season and it's short. It's just because it was more of a test run, and my initial thoughts was that each season after would be about a big project, but the only big project I have at the moment is the treehouse. So this season will end when the treehouse is finished, and I don't really know how long that'll take me. Today I thought this would only take about 10 minutes of the episode time, and basically it took a lot more. So we'll get back to the treehouse next episode, and yeah, so that's the whole season thing. Okay, so before we do this little test, I realised that I still need to sort out this block up here, and what I was thinking of is putting a pressure plate in the middle, and then we also need to gas proof the design, and yeah, there's quite a lot of things still to do with this, but that's it for now. I think between this episode and the next I'll set up a few more of these, hopefully improve the design and see how it goes. But anyway, to test it I was thinking there's not actually a lot of pigmen around here at the moment, so what I might do is attack that guy over there, or one of those, run this way, attack these lot, and then jump on the grinder. Right, here we go. Nicely done. Right, so some of his friends stayed over there. Anyway, let's crush them. There we go. Right, it got all of them. One thing I've been thinking about is if we get more pigmen, we might need a bigger crusher than 3x3. And yep, a couple of bits of gold. So that's about it from this episode. I'm going to continue doing the testing for this off camera, but it still feels like a good idea to have a few of these set up, and then when you're in the Nether you can attack a pigman, jump on it, and yeah, get some loot. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.